Hello there, hello there. So one of the things that I want to start doing, and I have been doing it off and on in the past, is hitting in three different ways. And what I mean by that is there's two things I know about transformation. And the first is that people learn in different ways. And the second is that repetition is the mother of all learning. Tony Robbins said that, I think, 30 years ago, and it always stuck in my brain. And that's why if I come across a really great a good book, a great video, something that inspires me, that I can really feel raises my vibrations, I will hold it and I will just listen or watch over and over again, because that's the name of the game, right? Anyway, so I do this video channel twice a week. And what I want to start doing, or doing more of, I should say, is whatever my video topic is for that week, that's what my Facebook Live is about that week, and that's my podcast is about that week. So I'm not trying to say that everyone has to have all three. I'm just saying that if you listen better when you're on the run with the podcast, you get the audio version. If you want to tune in here and see the me talking to you with my crazy hands, you get this version, or pop into my Facebook group, which the link is always below the videos in the description. And pop in there. Even though the headline or the cover of the Facebook group says real estate referral, blah, 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 I talk about real estate just as much as I do on this channel. Like I'm in real estate and I coach real estate clients. So I bring it up as analogies and we talk about marketing occasionally, but it's always about the energy. It's always about the mindset. That's my thing. So even if you see the group and you're like, I'm not a real estate agent, that's okay. That's okay. And again, repetition is really important. And I want to add, you're not getting the same thing all three times. Like I don't have a script. I may make a note, like I have a note because I want to make sure I get each of these pieces right, because we're going to do what I call the conveyor belt of creation. It's a good thing if you use it well. But when I do the podcast later this afternoon, I'm not going to say the same exact thing. And when I do my live tomorrow morning at 9, I'm not going to say the same thing. It's the same idea. It's the same content, but I say it differently. And I find, and I'm sure you do too, that when you listen to something at different times in different ways, it sinks in more. Okay. And I just told my group, we just did a live in my private group. I don't do this for the money. I don't do this because I want to have 3 people comment and say, great video. And I don't do this for the money of getting clients, because the clients that are meant for me are going to come to me. And I know that, and I have that, and I'm blessed for that. I do this to help. It is my dharma. It is my calling. I do this to help. Okay? So the conveyor belt of creation. I'll do a show maybe next week on beliefs, because beliefs, big business. You may be surprised to understand that most all coaching programs, oh my gosh, I would say 80% of them are teaching you how to overcome beliefs. So beliefs is a really big topic. So I want to, that's a video that I want to take a lot of time and really make notes on, because I really want to make sure I get all the methodology down for you. Okay. The conveyor belt of creation. What does that mean? It means that if you think of a conveyor belt, what does it do? Goes like, I imagine this box where some magic stuff happens in there, right? And then the belt comes out of the box, out into the exposed air, wherever it's at. Then it goes down. Maybe people drop stuff off of it, like say candy. Remember the Lucille Ball video, or where she was making chocolate and the conveyor belt got sped up? Do you remember that? I'm old. Anyway, the conveyor belt comes around, and then people take stuff off of it, and then it goes back empty, and then it gets filled up and it goes back around. So you get the visual, even if you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Inside the box, where the magic happens in the conveyor belt, that is where your beliefs are. We're going to call that your subconscious, unconscious mind. Okay. So your beliefs come down the conveyor belt and they lead to your thoughts. Because even though you don't know, unless you've consciously explored, you don't know what your beliefs are, you do know, because it's the thoughts that you're thinking come from those beliefs. They come from the box. Do you get that? So now you have a thought. Maybe it's in the back of your mind. You're not good enough. Why does this always happen to me? There's never enough money. That thought, going down the conveyor belt, produces a biological chemical reaction. It causes the release of neuropeptides. If that thought is negative in nature, as many of us have, it's going to release the stress hormones of cortisol and adrenaline. And those are the two that we talk about. But do you know there's 1,500 others? 1,500 harmful chemicals are released with negative thinking. That's a lot. That feeling then leads to what? Your action, your behavior, your habits. I mean, come on. If you have stress in your body and you're feeling like crud, do you think you want to go join a marathon? Do you think you want to call 20 past clients? Do you think you want to golf your best game? No. And so you take inaction or wrong action or forced action. 3 kinds of action. Well, 4, because I like inspired action. Okay, so you take one of those negative forms of action. It's going back up the conveyor belt. Now you have a result that came from that inaction or that poor action. Now the result feeds the belief, confirms it, reinforces it. Do you get that? Belief, thought, feeling, action or inaction, result, belief, and it goes around and around like a freaking hamster wheel. But I like saying the conveyor belt of creation because that's exactly what it is. Now, let's just take it, let's just go a little bit further here, and let's take it in a positive way. You've done your belief work. And gosh, I just wish I could just stress so much that belief work, you can change your beliefs, even if you don't know. If I hear one more person say, but I don't know what my beliefs are. Yes, you do. Look at your life. Again, I'll do a different video on that. But your beliefs are right in front of you. Well, I don't have enough money. Well, that's a belief. There's plenty of money. Well, COVID happened. I don't have money. Well, you know what? I know at least 7 people who became millionaires during COVID. No excuses. It's your beliefs. So your belief causes your thoughts. Now, what if you decide whenever you have that, this is how you consciously can change your belief, by the way. You consciously say, oh, maybe there is enough money. Maybe there is my soulmate out there. Maybe I can be healthy. Just when you make those statements, I'm not saying that's absolutely getting rid of a negative belief or recoding it or rewiring it, but it's a hell of a good start. So now you have this feeling of hope. And the thought of hope. Now, the thought of hope, is that going to produce stress? No. It's going to produce happy hormones like dopamine and serotonin and maybe oxytocin, right? So now that gives you energy. That feeling gives you energy of gratitude, right? All those hormones, those thoughts that led to the hormones that create the feelings, now we're like, wow, this is a happy hormone. I feel good. And when you feel good, especially with the attitude of hope and gratitude, now you're going to take actions that are reflective of those happy hormones. Now you're going to make the phone calls and be joyful. Now you're going to make the calls, the pop buys. Now you're going to sit down and do your taxes. You're going to have the good attitude, the attitude of gratitude. You're going to get in there and you're going to get things done. It's going to be inspired from the good thought to the good emotion to the good action. Now you're going to get a better result. And you're going to be like, wow, this is great. And that good result is now going to go back up in the conveyor belt box and go, oh, wait a minute. This isn't what we believe. Wait a minute. What's going on here? What's going on here? And over time, it's going to eradicate that. And we haven't even talked about eliminating beliefs and the kind of matrix that we'll use for that. But for right now, just understand that you may, at this point in your life, your career, whatever, your personal development, your transformation, you may not be at the point where you have identified beliefs or gotten really deep into this work. But I'm telling you, the thought, you know what you're thinking. You pay attention to your thoughts. If you're thinking things like, this never works, I never have enough, why does this happen to me? That's a thought that is based on a belief. You can change that in your conscious awareness. The minute you feel crappy because stress hormones are just, eroding your body, you can say, nope, I'm not going to do this. You can do EFT. You can start dancing around. You can sing. You can shift thoughts, feelings. And when you shift your feelings, now you take actions based on a higher vibration, a higher frequency, feel-good feeling. You're going to get better results. Does that make sense? That is the conveyor belt of creation. There is no one anywhere. I don't care. Even Tony Robbins would not disagree with me on this. There is no teaching anywhere that incorporates neuroscience, quantum physics, advanced psychology, and biology, and epigenetics than this analogy. So I hope you will take it to heart. Again, I will talk about this on my podcast, and I will do it in my free group. A little bit different, but just the whole thing. I just hope you get this because it's so important. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a beautiful week, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.